What's up, you guys? It's your girl Sid, and today I am coming back. I know it's been a minute, and I'm just here to kind of catch you up on what's been going on, where I've been, and I'm basically gonna do that while I test out some new makeup products, and we'll see how this goes. Hey YouTube fam, I know I've been absent. School was a little hectic for the second half of the fall, and obviously you can tell I'm in my PPE at work right now. This pandemic is getting really intense. It's getting really bad. It's getting really bad. I'm here working with those people now, and just wear your mask and stay at home if you can, because it's getting terrible. Okay, so before I get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any more of my uploads. And yeah, let's jump right in. First thing, I bought a new eyebrow pencil. I'm not really going like full primer setting spray face because I'm just doing this in the house. I've been working a lot lately, and I have not been able to sleep at normal hours at night. I've been going to sleep at like 4 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning, because I'm so used to getting off of work at 7 a.m. that I can't sleep at night. So my first product is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I got it in the shade 4.5. This is the box. I got it in a mini because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and then I remembered my sister told me about this, so I'm gonna give it a try now. Actually, let me comb my brows up first, and then we'll give it a try. I'm gonna try to make this a short video, but as I was saying before, I have been working quite a bit since school ended. We finished up the second semester on December 10th. I went back to work on December 10th. And I think I did 4 or 5 nights in a row then. And I had a good amount of days off, but I have been picking up shifts here and there because when school starts back up, this class that I'm about to be in is gonna have tests on Mondays. Like the last class I was in, which was Med-Surg Adult Health 1, and our tests and everything were on Mondays in that class, so it was an adjustment with my work schedule. And then I had started a new position, so now I work with kids. Oh, this brow pencil is nice, really nice. Okay. But yeah, now I work with kids too. So I still work on the ICU and progressive care unit, but I also work in the pediatric emergency department now. And I started that job right at the beginning of my second class of this past fall semester. Oh yeah, this is good. Yeah, I started that class at the beginning of our second 7-week class period. So I had, what did I have? I had mental health first, and then I had adult health 1. And then in the spring, this coming semester, I'll have maternity first, and then I'll have peds for the second half after our spring break. So that's kind of where I've been at, you know, adjusting my schedule for school and work, because typically our tests are on Fridays, at least they were before this last class. So it was kind of an adjustment. My eyebrows are not the same shape, but we'll get it together. It was kind of an adjustment to having everything on Monday, like test, and then clinical on Tuesday, which is normal, and just not really having that set recovery day like I did when everything was on Friday. Well, testing was on Friday, and then I would go to work Friday, Saturday, and be off Sunday to get ready for the week, where in this class I couldn't really work as much because I needed that time on Sunday to study, to sleep, to get everything together to do well on the test. Hold on. I always struggle with this brow compared to the other, and that's just because they're not naturally that close in shape. But I usually just fix it when I conceal. Just wanted to test this out, and I like it. It's just a matter of the blending and stuff. I'm gonna try to get this to blend out a little bit more before I go in with concealer. All right, so in terms of the new position, I have the same title. I'm still a NA1, so nurse A1, and basically the same duties, but because it's the emergency department, it runs completely differently than inpatient side of things. So far, since I've been there, I've gotten to see a few traumas, trauma alerts with kids and adults. Had a few psych incidents with kids. Lots of fractures, open and closed fractures. Most of the problems are typically, like, at least lately, most of the problems have been respiratory related or like fevers. So if the kids have fevers that they can't get under control, the parents typically bring them in. I haven't had any really wild parent situations, except for once. I had a parent who was previously a patient at the same facility, because the children's hospital and the adult side are, and they're the same building, but they're separate hospitals under the same organization, company. I don't really know how. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but they're all under the same network. That's what it is. So I had one incident with the parent, and it wasn't really like just me. It was multiple people trying to get that under control. And eventually I just kind of walked away and let them handle it, because there was only so much that I could do to help. So once I did my part, I just walked away. Sorry, I'm gonna try to concentrate this so I can really see if I like this product or not. This next product is LA Girl Concealer. It's a concealer I use already. It's just a different shade because your girl has not been getting much sunlight. Because we're still in the middle of the pandemic. But it's okay. So yeah, as far as new job goes, I like it so far. I still work on my other unit, as I previously stated. I've actually been there quite a bit lately because I've been out of school and it's just been really short staffed everywhere, especially because of the reason we're in this pandemic, as I have lovingly began to call it. Yeah, so that's where I've been at as far as the last 2 weeks go, pretty much, because we got out of school technically the second week of December. But for school, for this last class, it actually, I think it was my hardest class to date. I did enjoy the class for the most part. I enjoyed my clinical a lot. And I think the reason I enjoyed my clinical is because it was like an ICU step down. And it was very similar to the unit I work on. It was a progressive unit. It was just a lot more intense than the one I'm at, because that hospital was bigger. I did like it a lot. I got to experience a lot of new things there, specifically trachs. In my previous clinical for my fundamentals course, I had trachs, on my first 2 patients in that course, but they weren't brand new. So the patient typically already knew how to care for it. We just had to keep it humidified. They weren't on a ventilator, things of that nature. In this course, almost every single patient I had was on a ventilator and had a trach. I think I only had one that didn't have a trach. I had a patient who was a quadriplegic, which now I think they're calling tetraplegic, I want to say. So that was an interesting learning experience. I also had patients that had extensive mental history and then came in for like a random freak accident that happened, or I had a patient that had a stroke and then come to find out she still had a lot of tiny hemorrhages in her brain and stuff like that. So it was always something going on, and there was always something to learn from with these patients, which isn't a bad thing. Oh, I also had a before I forget, I also had a patient who had cancer, and we had to drain biliary drains into urostomy bags, which I had never seen or done before. It was very interesting to look at because the more you flushed it through a kangaroo pump, the more you flushed it through, the lighter the color got. So it went from like Coca-Cola to like sweet tea color to like apple juice color. But as I was saying, I got into a little rut. I feel like I got really tired of virtual school and school being online. So I did study, and I studied well. I just got to a point where I got like, I studied this much. I don't know how much more I can look at this because I feel like it's as stuck as it's gonna be. Like, I felt like I wasn't retaining the information after so long, and I was using multiple study tools, things to make sure I was learning what I was supposed to learn. I was retaining information. I was using Quizlet. I was watching Simple Nursing. I was watching Level Up RN, Nurse Sarah. I had my little, aside from Quizlet, there were certain things I'd make like charts or flashcards for, just because it was, it was easier to be tactile with certain things. There were just certain things I did like hands-on versus on the computer because I was just so tired of looking at the computer all the time. And then in this class in particular, had a lot of reading to do, so I did a lot of reading out of the textbook, a lot more than in previous courses. In our ATI book, I personally don't like the ATI website, but the books are fairly helpful as like a summary kind of review situation. So I did use the ATI books that we got physically when we picked up our supplies from campus towards the beginning of this whole YouTube and Zoom university situation. I used that a lot, and then I also used the study guide that goes with the textbook for med-surg at my school because I was told by someone who's one class ahead of me that they use that book to pull test questions from, and they did here and there, but it wasn't like a consistent it wasn't a consistently done thing. So I still used it to kind of test my knowledge because it was just practice questions pretty much. That was the kind of study guide that it was. I felt like it was helpful to me as far as making sure I could like answer the question, know what they're asking for, and not mix up the answers that sounded very similar but weren't, like one was right, one wasn't. So yeah, that was kind of how the class went as far as content. And then we had our lab days and we had our Zoom days. I don't think I want to bake because, like I said, I'm not going out. This is just kind of a product test, but I'm doing the whole gist of the face so y'all can see, because I can't really judge without at least having the foundation and stuff on with certain things. But yeah, as far as the content goes, that was my issue, is that I just got tired of online school, where now I'm trying to learn how to keep people alive and recognize certain pathologies and things of that nature. So it's a little bit more intense as far as like, I need to know this and I need to know it well, because one, I'm gonna have to take a test on it in a year to get my license, and two, if I want to maintain that license, I can't just forget these things. So that's really like something that I try to ingrain in my head. And then the other thing with this class is like, we had to Zoom once a week because we were in a larger unit. We were able to have post-conference at the hospital, at least my group was. So we had post-conference on the hospital grounds, which was nice. I really enjoyed my clinical group. I enjoyed my clinical instructor, and I really liked spending time with them. Like, just aside from us doing patient care, just being able to put our ideas together and what we were learning and help each other understand stuff. And then we kind of got a little invested in each other as far as like knowing about life events and things like that. So that was nice. But our lecture Zoom was always on Fridays, and they were always just like a review of the content we were supposed to have looked at already. Y'all know I can't do the I just runs, y'all know. But yeah, for Zoom, we would have our Zoom once a week, and it would be on Fridays, and it would be based on who lectured that week, like who was in the pre-recorded lectures, who would review. They would take our questions. And one particular instructor, no matter what was going on, I could not keep my composure when she was going through lectures. She was talking, like, she just cracked me up. And it's not like she'd be trying to make us laugh or anything. It was just her personality, her just doing her, sent me into hysterical laughter. So I became the girl who couldn't keep their camera on during Zoom because I couldn't keep myself composed enough. So I would start out with the camera on, or I would finish with the camera on, or it would be on and then off and then on and then off, because I was cracking up at this one instructor. Just being herself, pretty much. This is the other new product I have. It's a NYX butter gloss in the shade Cinnamon Roll. I've heard a lot of good things about this shade, and it took me like the whole year, if not all of last year and this year, to find this shade, because y'all know I'm a Fenty gloss girl, but we're trying things. But yeah, this instructor, she cracked me up religiously, to the point where one of my classmates saw me laughing before I cut my camera off and texted me about it. And I was just like, I feel like you already know what I'm laughing at. And she did. But yeah, that was the only thing about Zoom. And then that same instructor, was really good for having a little bit of background noise, and it would only really be an issue when she wasn't the one actively lecturing. So every now and then it would be like, hey, can you mute yourself, or can somebody mute her, or whatever. So that was my only real complaint with the Zoom. I think the most important thing that I'm gonna take away from this class that I just finished is giving myself more breaks between work and school, because I got into a little rut, and I think it was because I didn't take a break really during the fall break we had. I just worked for 5 days straight, as you saw in my last video, and I only really did 2 things for myself that whole break. I got a facial, and I went to an arcade with a friend, but that wasn't really enough downtime. Okay, I like this lip color, and I think I like it with the light in the middle kind of look. I'm just kind of light in the middle. I think I like it. I should have tried it without the liner, but I always do liner. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's where I've been. This was kind of a chatty, test out these products and see where Sydney's been. Update on all of my courses. I passed. I will be going into maternity and peds next, and then I'll have my second mid-surge, and then it'll be my preceptorship course, and I'll graduate next December. So time is gonna fly by. I know it feels like it's going slow right now, but it's all gonna be done in due time, and I am in no hurry. I just want to learn the best of my ability and try to breathe through the learning process, give myself some grace, because I never thought I'd sign up for college in a panoramic. So yeah, thank you guys. If you made it this far, please be sure to thumbs up this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notification bell so you can get them notifications whenever I upload a video. Share the video with your friends, come back for more. I'm going to get back on track with uploads pretty soon. It's really just been a recovery period, this whole break. When I'm not at work, I'm sleeping. When I'm not sleeping, I'm at work and trying to spend some time with my family and all of that good stuff. So this has been my recovery, and so far I'm still trying to get back in the rhythm of things, because in a couple of days I'm gonna have to start reading books again to get ready for the semester. But please like this video, comment down below how your semester went, what you're doing over break, subscribe and turn on your notifications, and I will see you guys in my next one.